Hello and welcome to Mindshift. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and follow along for the journey. You won't want to miss out. Today, I'm talking about how to develop a strategy for your life's dreams. This is something that was taught to me by one of my mentors, and she said it at like this: prepare for the best possible outcome. Develop a strategy for the best possible outcome. And this got me really thinking throughout my life. When did I ever have a strategy to succeed? When have I ever had a strategy to fulfill my wildest dreams? Well, the truth is I haven't. And as a result, I've had not many of my dreams become reality. And that's been very, very interesting. Now, it doesn't mean I haven't done stuff, and it doesn't mean that I haven't followed a strategy for those things. I've done quite a few things, and when I look back on it, I still followed a strategy to get there. My question has become, how do I develop a strategy to do the biggest things I want to do in my life? How do I develop a plan to get to where I want to go? And how do I really, really accelerate the progress that I'm making? And it's a very, very interesting concept because a lot of us see these plans in place for different aspects in our life. If we are working for a company and that company has a long-term goal for us, they usually have a strategy on how to help get us there. That is a clue on how we can do this within our own lives, how we can do this with our own dreams. And really the number one thing is direction. Direction is so critical, right? If we can figure out the direction of where we're going, then we can figure out a plan to get there. And a lot of us, at least me, I did not have a clear direction on where I was going. But as you've heard me talk about in the past, if you don't have a direction, you don't know where you're going, and we wonder why our dreams aren't becoming reality. If we do the same thing over and over again and we're expecting a different result, we're expecting to get to where we want to go, but we've never developed a strategy or a plan to get there, then why the hell would we get there? It's almost like leaving it up to fate and wondering why chaos is showing up when we have no direction for our dreams. Direction is absolutely key to anything in this life. If I want to go out to lunch with a lover or a potential lover, I have to set a strategy, a plan in place to go and get lunch with that date, right? There is everything in life, there has to have some sort of direction. And we do this daily, but we don't do this on our biggest dreams. And at least I wasn't doing this on my biggest dreams. And that was absolutely a setback throughout my life. So how do we change that equation? Develop a strategy, get clear on the direction that we're going. And the other thing that we need to do is we have to be clear on that vision. If we're clear on the vision of where we're going, then we can actually bring forth our wildest dreams. If we're not clear, if we're like, well, I kind of want to do this, I kind of want to do that, I kind of want to move here, I kind of want to move there, it's a lot harder to set the plan to actually go there. If I'm thinking about moving to somewhere in the US and I don't have a plan to get there, well, how am I going to figure out what I need to do to get there? If there's apartments available, if there's a house available, am I going to buy a house? Am I going to buy land? All of these things pop up. And if we don't have that direction, if we don't have a clear direction, then it's that much harder to do. Now, if we can boil it down to, I want to move to these three places, let's research these three places and see which one fits my criteria the best, then all of a sudden we're developing a strategy to get there. So being clear on that vision is huge. And then bring forth your wildest, crazy dreams. Like, what did you want to do as a child? What were the limitless possibilities that you viewed yourself when you grew up, when you were just a tiny little human? And this is key to some of our greatest desires, some of our greatest wants, some of the things that we really, really makes us who we are. For me personally, it actually took a while to remember this, but I remember wanting to go to space. I remember wanting to be an astronaut. And I thought that would be the most amazing thing ever if I could actually go up there and see the cosmos. And somewhere over my turning into an adult, that dream got buried for a while. That dream completely disappeared, and I got distracted with a bunch of short term things that really weren't my life's purpose, really wasn't fulfilling me in the ways that I truly desired. And as a result, I completely forgot that I even wanted to go to space. It is one of the most powerful things when you bring forth your craziest, wildest dreams and start making a strategy to get there, then it creates this purpose in your life. It creates fulfillment in your life. And once we can create that fulfillment, then it accelerates this whole process. So what are 3 steps to develop a strategy for your life streams? What are 3 steps to accelerate this process? Number 1 is to join a group and customize your surroundings. Now, there's lots of groups all over the place on social media, whatever platform you choose. There are mentor groups, there are space groups, there are whatever groups that you want to join and be a part of, and actually be around the people that have similar passions. Be around the people that are going along a path that you can actually take things and be like, I like that. I like this. And I'm going to put this in my strategy. I'm going to put this in my plan to get there. Once we have the plan to get there and we have the surroundings of people to do it, then we can absolutely accelerate this. And if we're logging onto social media daily, doesn't it make sense to customize the social media to kind of support your dreams, support your wildest dreams? Because when we do, then we're getting inspired every single time we log into that social media. We're getting inspired every time we see these things around us that are really, really accelerating where we're going. And that is awesome. That is really, really cool. Join a group and customize those surroundings. If you can do that, then it will give you a lot more momentum in your day-to-day life for your strategy. Number 2 is know your why. Why are you doing it? For me, let me just give the example of my very recent one. I started an IRA. Now, I know about compounding interest. I've read some pretty awesome books on it, and I wasn't doing the steps I knew that I wanted to do to actually start investing in myself. Even though I know it's one of the most powerful tools that we have as far as monetary success. And that's what I want. My why is I don't want to retire poor. I don't. I want to retire rich. I absolutely do. And I do mean monetarily. I am beyond rich in so many aspects of my life, but monetarily, I am working towards a goal. And for me, the first step was joining some investing groups. That was number 1, and learning all about this, reading some books, customizing my surroundings. Number 2 was knowing my why. And when I knew my why of why I'm doing it, then it made me do it. So I recently opened my first IRA and started taking advantage of all these things I was learning. And as a result, completely changed the course of where my life is headed. So know your why and take action. And number 3 is find a mentor that will hold you accountable. And I don't mean a friend. I don't mean a parent. I don't mean a family member. I mean a mentor that is going to hold you accountable. The reason why it cannot be a friend is because a friend is never going to hold you accountable. If you had a hard day and you had a rough day and you're feeling down, you're like, well, I didn't do whatever I said I was going to do because fill in the blank. I went out drinking last night and I feel like shit today, and I really just don't have the energy to do that. Okay, well, you need a mentor that's going to say, I can understand that. I can understand why you don't want to do it today. When are you going to do it? What's your plan to do the thing that you said to do then? Instead of saying, oh yeah, I understand. That's hard. I went out drinking too. And we can do it another time. That's the difference between a friend and a mentor. A friend definitely needs to show empathy, support, compassion, and love us. A mentor needs to show empathy and compassion still, but they need to hold us accountable. If we said we're going to do something, we need to be held accountable to what we said we were going to do. And if we don't have a mentor that's going to call us on it, then we're setting ourselves up for procrastination and failure. Procrastination brings out the worst in us. It absolutely does. Simply because we are giving ourselves excuses not to do the things we said we would do. So find a mentor that'll hold you accountable. Now, if you're in the group, you're customizing your surroundings, you know your why, then it makes it a lot easier to find that mentor. Sometimes it's someone you may already know. Maybe it's someone you look up to. Maybe it's going to be someone from these groups. But if we actually do these things, they all support each other and really accelerate the strategy that we are developing for our life, for our dreams, for our wildest, craziest dreams, for the goals that we want to achieve in this lifetime. It really comes down to, what do we want to create and what is the strategy to get there? Do you know your strategy? Do you know your why? And if you do, then you're already ahead of the game. Let's customize our surrounding. Let's find that mentor and let's support each other and figure out what height we can go to in this lifetime. Let's figure out how to support each other on the wildest, craziest ideas, even if we don't even know how they're going to do it, even if we don't know how we're going to do it. Let's support each other and find out what we can do.